Too late to brush my hair.
All right, we are live.
Hi, everyone. How are you doing? This is Kathy from Mortgage Talk. So excited. And my counterpart there, Melissa. Hello, Miss Melissa.
Hey, Kathy. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Monday.
Yes, it is a beautiful Monday. Actually, weather is nice and still summer, and the still stays light out a long time. So it is pretty nice. So that is good. That is very good. Well, I'm excited, Melissa. You and I were talking just before. We want to show you how the Home Select can be used with a refinance and cash out, and then how you can hopefully save in your profile thousands of dollars. That's the idea. So I don't know. Should we get started?
Yeah, and just a note, we did a live on Home Select purchase last week. So if you want to learn more about that, go back on our page. You can see that from last Monday if you want to get caught up. But today's broadcast as well should tell you everything you need to know about refinance. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Beautiful. We're going to switch and share screens here. Have that go. All right. Am I up, Melissa?
Perfect. Yep, all good.
All right. Beautiful. Okay. Well, I like that. Someone's saying, mute me, just so that I'm not being bothered. So what I want to talk about Home Select, just real briefly, forgive me for looking down at the moment, is that Home Select is an opportunity to have a HELOC, it's a home equity line of credit, in first lien position. And it is fee simple, which means every night at midnight, you pay interest only on the balance that you owe. And so it is, again, we talk about compounded interest. It's the eighth wonder of the world, should be anyway. So it's just really, really, really a wonderful opportunity to try to pay your debt off quickly and easily. You know, you're doing the work anyway, you're making payments anyway. Let's see if we can put you in a program that has you do it sooner. I really wish we were teaching this in high school because I think it's a super valuable tool. So anyway, that being said, we're going to look at doing a cash out refinance. And those of you who do have the 2.5 to 3.5 interest rate, please feel free to give us a call. All right. Maybe with your situation, based on something that you want to do to your home, on a trip, pay some debt off, whatever, maybe it is in your benefit to take a look. It may not be, but it's free to take a look. So give us a look and, give us a call. My number's down there, the 509-999-6464. And let's see, because I mean, I've been hearing for 5 years now, oh, but I'm in that 2.5 or 3. That's correct. And people are staying in their homes when they have more kids and they need more room because they have this 3% interest rate. And people are staying in their homes when they need to, what I call resize, or people say downsize. So seniors who are doing stairs, who can't do stairs and it hurts to do stairs, don't have main floor living, some of them, and they need to go into a different home, so resize their house, but they're in this 3% interest rate. And although that's the cat's meow, it might not be what takes care of you today. That's really what life is about. What's going to take care of you today? What's in your best interest? So sorry about that. Just want to share, there's all different types of loans and benefits, but if you're not doing something and your house really doesn't meet your need anymore, then maybe it's time to meet your need and have a different quality of life moving forward. Just a thought. All right, cash out refi. And this is primary residence that we're going to do. Also with Home Select, you can do it on primary, you can do it on vacation, you can do it on investment. You can have one in all three, but you can't have 3 in one category. But you can have one in all 3. And we're doing a series of these. We'll get to investments, we'll get to vacation homes and all of that. As a primary residence, and we're going to do it against an existing loan. If you've gotten a loan in the last 3 to 4 years, you're probably at 5% or a little higher. So I wanted to show you what that looks like. We're going to estimate your home is worth $450,000. Therefore, at 80%, because this can go to an 80%, we're going to look at $360,000 as your loan balance, 30-year fixed. We are comparing it to at 5% interest rate, and we're saying you've already been in that loan for 2 years. Okay, so it's taken all of those into consideration, which is nice. So we compare this principal and interest rate moving forward. So what we're suggesting is you make approximately 10,000 a month, but we want to know what you net. So between you and, or if you have a partner on this house loan, 8,000 is what you're bringing into the house monthly. Again, everybody is going to be different. So this is an example only. We are just trying to show how it potentially operates, possibly for your benefit. You can take a look and see if it works. So netting 8,000 a month. So then we'll go down here. There's other things you can do in this scenario. I said that last time. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do the basics. But there are a lot of things you can play with extra deposits or extra expenses. So it's looking at your net of 8,000 here, comparing it to that 5% interest loan of principal and interest only, then adding on your property taxes. So this is an all-in-one. So all that money goes into this account, to this checking account that's attached to your loan. And then it says you have about 3,400 extra a month. Well, in this example, I want to show you your 3,400 extra a month is looking at these payments. Now, these are just showing interest, but your car payment is estimated at, what did I estimate that on? Let's look at my note here. Sorry. Your car payment's estimated at $650 a month. Your credit card combined, you owe 10,000, and that payment is about 150 a month. And then you did a kitchen remodel for about 30,000, and that payment is 400 a month. So together with those three, car at 650, credit card at 150, and kitchen at 400, that's $1,200 a month. So this 2,000 you're saving, I'm looking at, if you pay off your car, you pay off your credit card and your kitchen. So the car is 40,000, the credit cards altogether are 10,000, and the kitchen remodel is 30,000. You pay off that $80,000, and then we're going to count that 1,200 here. Plus you already had 800 extra a month, but it was tight for you. So now we're going to look at putting all that money in here, paying off those three debts, and calculate your results as to how soon you would potentially pay this loan off. Now remember, you're in a 30-year fixed, and you've already done 2 years, and so there is going to be 28 years left. So when we calculate it out, you would be paying this new loan off in 11.8 years, and you would be paying off your other loan, the traditional loan, you would be paying that off in 28. So here's the big differences between this. Well, obviously 11.8 years to 28 years, that saves you $105,300 in interest is what it saves you. And it does also save you, if you look at that interest, that car payment, had you paid it off for a term of 7 years and credit card for 30 and Lord knows how many years, it's all different and interest rates are different. I know I'm an excellent creditor and those rates are, they're in the double digits high. So they're very high. And kitchen would take probably 10 years to pay that off. So I'm looking at this interest. If you take this interest and add it up, it's $76,000. So if you took this 105,300 and added the interest you won't be paying on those three debts of 76,000, you are actually saving, under $200,000 in interest, right? Your interest that you would have paid out had you done a whole term for this house, and you've done the whole terms for the car, the credit cards, and kitchen. So that's what I'm trying to show you, is that how much you can potentially save. This is an example. It is only to demonstrate how cash out refinance can and maybe be used this way. All right. It's a possible benefit. It doesn't guarantee anything. All of these scenarios will be different. Every person is different. This is, as it says up there, it's an estimate only. Savings may be different based on your profile due to the rates, APRs, and current debt situation. All of that is different. This is simply an example to show you what may or may not happen with this loan. So did I cover all that first, Melissa? Because I'm going to then talk about other things in here.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Okay, great. And please, when you're interested, give us a call. We're happy to go over your specific profile. So when you're looking at this, what it does show you, it's a home equity line of credit. and that's in first lien position. So what that home equity line of credit means is as you start paying it down month over month over month, you can see you're paying principal compared to the other loan principal. You can see even at 12 months, you've paid $15,500 down on principal, where in a 30-year, you've only paid $6,000. It shows your loan balance. Remember, we started a loan balance though. Anybody remember? $360,000. So it also shows you kind of have a cushion. You have $15,000 of an emergency fund after 1 year if needed. Not that you need to use that, but if needed, you're able to draw from this line of credit as well for up to 30 years. It reduces, but you can, after 10 years, it starts to reduce and you can actually draw from it. If you had it 2 years, you now have 35,000 that's gone down in principal. And again, an emergency fund if you needed it, where on the normal 30-year, you're only hitting 12,000. The fixed loans, although good, and they are an option, what they are is front-loaded interest. And so you have all this interest in the front. That's why when you all of a sudden you get here to pay this loan off at 11 and some years, let's get to there. All right, so at 142 months, you now have no loan balance. 360 is what you borrowed. But over in that 30-year, you still have a loan balance of 264,803, and you've only hit 95,000 in principal. Isn't that crazy? It is super crazy. What's even crazier is that the interest rate in this loan will be more than likely higher than the interest rate in this loan, but it's because it's fee simple. And so it is actually every night at midnight what the balance is. When you put those deposits in of 8,000 and only take out what you need for your expenses and the rest stays there, you're reducing that balance every single month. And in reducing that, you pay a lot less interest over time, which is, it's mathematical, but it sure feels magical. It's really nice. So some of the other features in this, which is really nice, is that it has, let's see, let's go to the wealth accumulation. So we look at interest in this regard. We look at an investment, your house that you're living in, right? We assume it's going to appreciate at 3% every year going forward. Now, it'll go up and it'll go down. It might be 7% 1 year, 3% 1 year, and so on. The national average is somewhere around 5.6% national average for how much home appreciation is. So real estate has always gone up. It does go down at times, but it goes up generally over a home. And then investment returns. So I don't know if you do any investment returns, but we're looking at just a 5% gain. So if most investments will state that they yield a much larger gain than that, but we're looking at a conservative 5% and 3%, just simply to show you this point. After 143 payments, if you started taking just this amount, that principal and interest, you get all your other cash and play with that and stuff. But if you just took that amount and you actually put it in some kind of fund, we don't manage those, we don't do those, but any kind of some kind of fund that would average at least 5%. What would happen is with this new loan, your house value is now worth $1,029,567, but they both are, meaning in that time frame between 143 and 336 payments, it has grown in value to be over $1 million. Both houses, same. However, in this one, you're paying for the 28 years, 30 total, so there's no investment. There's no money left over in this mortgage payment to actually make that investment. So what we're saying is when you can pay this off in 143 payments, you now have, actually you can take that 1992 and invest it, right? Just that, as if you're still making that mortgage payment, and that's principal and interest. And then you can actually have an extra, potentially 593,268 in some type of investment account that's yielding at least 5% interest. Wow, that's amazing. That's a lot of money. That's, over $500,000. So those are benefits of this loan. It shows you how you can increase your wealth or your cash flow as you get, as you get older, as you make payments. It's just another way to help your wealth grow. Because in retirement, no matter how close you are, retirement is an important thing if you want to live the continued life that you're living now. Once all those wages go, Social Security and or other investments may or may not cover you. So you're going to want to see if you can maybe find a different way to help yourself have that extraordinary retirement, or, midlife years, depending how young or old you are when you do this loan. Man, if we taught this, Melissa, to people who were in high school and they got out of high school, we had, I think, five people, 21 and younger, this last year, five, who had $60,000 to $80,000 to put down on a house. Now that's because they're living at home and they were smart. Parents allowed them, they worked, they saved that money. Can you imagine in 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, that home would be paid off, and where they would be, way ahead of the game than I was, or maybe you are, and so on. So that's the edge that this has. It just has a masterful edge. It's just amazing. Anyway, we wanted to show that to you today. I'm sorry we are running over, but it is a beautiful opportunity. So thank you all for watching, and we will be back next week. Thank you. Thanks,
Yeah,
Melissa.
thank you, everyone. If you're watching this after the fact, the recorded version, please feel free to leave any questions or comments. We'll still be monitoring those, of course. And yeah, please give us a call if you'd like us to take a look at your personal profile. It really is amazing. As you can see, it doesn't even seem like the numbers could be real. But as Kathy said, it's just math.
It is math. It feels magical. It's just
Yeah.
mathematical. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your week.
Bye, everyone.